Hi, everyone. I am going to say that this stream is going to be a bit shorter and less fulfilling than I expected today. The outdoor park with tanks has been closed due to snow and public safety issues. They weren't able to get prisoners from the Indiana Department of Justice to help clean it off, so they have to wait until there's someone available from the Army, the Indiana National Guard side to clear it off. Right now, I am at the Atterbury Indiana National Guard camp. Uh, it is in southern Indiana, near Columbus, Indiana. Uh, they do have an indoor museum right here that we can see that will be the main focus of this short museum tour today. We're going to start off with two N38A1 Jeeps. These are Korean to Vietnam era Jeeps. They were built from 1952, I believe, to 1969. They served a long time in the Army. These two have been retired to this museum here. You can see that this one over here is a general command vehicle. And then this one is has a utility rack on the back. You'd stick more troops on the back here. You could hang things from these racks here. Just general purpose vehicle, your standard Jeep. If we come over here, they have a lovely little weapons collection. We have gas masks. We have bug spray. These are all Korean War and later era artifacts, I believe. We have a 57 millimeter cannon, 75s, 240 millimeter casings, and 37s. These are pretty much all the bullets that would have been fired at this museum here. It's a training museum. It was built in 1942 after the beginning of World War II for the U.S. They started looking at building it in 1939, which was right after Germany invaded Poland. We kind of stepped that up after America entered the war in 1941. The museum officially opened about mid-1942, was used for training. After, in the 60s, I believe it was, the Army no longer saw the need for the base and transferred over to Indiana National Guard. But because it was used for training so many people, there are tons of training rounds that are on display here. We have practice stun grenades and hand grenades, as well as live grenades, like these wonderful pineapple Mark II grenades here. We have claymores. We have red-eye missile launchers on display. We have mine demarcation flags, as well as other chemical and nuclear warfare flags. I'm going to be honest, weaponry is not my expertise, but we do have some interesting things here, such as the M72 Law. We have the M47 Dragon right here. We have, this one's actually pretty cool. This is a sensor you would drop down, and it would sort of tell you when vehicles were nearby. So you could sort of keep track where enemy positions were. We have a small as well as an AT4. We have a Claymore up here. We have some wonderful belt-fed machine gun rounds, as well as a collection of radio and communication equipment. This is actually a cool relic of a bygone era. This is what's called a teletype machine. In the days before texting and emails, you could type something out on these machines here, and it would transmit over telegraph lines and print out on the other side. That's about it for this first room here. We actually have a practice round for a 106 millimeter artillery round, as well as some other sizes that aren't listed. And we have a landmine right there. A few cartridge, not cartridge, a few ammo cases here. Bazooka rounds, rifle grenade rounds. But that's about it for this room. I'm going to take you over to their other room. These are actually really cool, these models. These are from a vehicle identification kit. So we have all sorts of different vehicles, Russian, American, and British. These were 80s era vehicles. So we have the Leo 1A2. We have, or no, that's not a Leo 1A2. That's a Leo 2. I got the wrong card there. You can see each of these vehicles here has the vehicle, and then it has a card telling you about the vehicle and vehicles that it would be easily confused with, such as this M60 A3 here. It's like sometimes it's confused with the M60 A1 and so on. I'm not so sure about those. For example, it says that the BMP is easily confused with the AMX-10, which I'm not sure about that, but you know, is what it is. Here's Leo 1A4. But this is really interesting. It's something that people don't think about a lot, I feel. That you got to train people to figure out what these vehicles look like somehow. And you can't exactly just buy a BMP to show them. If we come over here, this is more about the history of Camp Atterbury. Originally, this area used to have churches. It used to have various buildings, but this area was largely derelict and empty at the time when it was bought up by the army. So they've preserved what history they can here. They have paintings of houses and farmland that were bought up, as well as the church that was in the area. This camp is actually named after William Wallace Atterbury, who was a brigadier general in World War I. He earned the Medal of Honor, as well as the commander of the Legion of Honor from France, along with other interesting honors from other countries. I believe he had, I think he was a member of the Honorable Order of Bath in England. He was a pretty well distinguished veteran of the First World War. Does everything look all right in this room, Tech? All right, cool. Here are some items from the mess hall and other areas of the camp when it was first set up. They even had a baseball team here. Don't know how well they did, but you know, you got to keep camp morale up somehow. These are various pieces of World War I memorabilia that you'd be wearing at the time, or not memorabilia then, but your World War II kit, I guess you could say. These messenger gloves, as it says on the paper here were actually used during the Battle of the Bulge, which is pretty cool. This is if you're a motorcycle messenger, you'd be wearing these and driving around in the freezing cold weather. They actually have preserved here items from a number of the different divisions that were based out of Atterbury at one point or another. We have the 82nd Infantry Division here, as well as the 92nd. These are items from the 30th and 106th Infantry Division. Here's an old signpost from the camp. They actually had a hospital based here. This one's really interesting. This was a POW camp during the war as well. It was used for initially Italian POWs, and then afterwards it was used for German POWs. You can see they had the Italian monarch flag. Here's one of the Italian, so you would wear this if you're an Italian prisoner to denote that you're an Italian prisoner. We have items from the 31st and 28th Infantry Division. We come over here. They have a bit more about the prison camp, and you can see actually here's a painting of what the prison camp looked like. It was separated off. They had the gray buildings. It was used for Italian prisoners from the 30th of April, 1943 to the 4th of May, 1944. And then 4 days later, it was converted to German prisoners of war, 8th of May, 1944 to June 27th in 1946. That's pretty interesting. There actually weren't a huge number of POW camps in the U.S. They were fairly scattered around. After the Korean War, this base eventually was turned into a Indiana National Guard base for Vietnam and onwards. So we have some Vietnam gear here from the Indiana National Guard. So you have your general kit here. You got your foot powder and your insect repellent. Some mashed potatoes and beef slices if you want. If we come over here, they also participated in the Gulf War. You can see some pictures and leaflets that were dropped over Iraq during the Gulf War. We have a commemorative Desert Shield Frisbee. This is actually from Afghanistan. This is a traditional wedding dress from Afghanistan. We also have various camo paints and Bibles and medals and all sorts of interesting stuff there. We actually have a few sticks of dynamite, like you do. Good fun for all involved. Pretty sure that's a pipe bomb. Oh, I get it. These are IEDs. That makes a lot more sense. Okay. Iraq as well. You can see the more modern MREs there, as well as a wonderful multi-tool from Leatherman. We have various foods and drinks, as well as one of the infamous decks of cards there from Iraq. We have an Iraqi flag here, picture of Saddam. We have a gas mask. Here are the war trophies from this side is Japan. All the way down to the flag, we have Japanese currency, medals, We have Arasaka bayonets. And then we have the German war trophies. I don't think that guy had a good day. I'm going to be honest. That's a sizable hole in that helmet. We have a officer's cap, some bayonets and daggers, belts, belt buckles, pins, some Reichsmarks, a German flag, Kriegsmarine flag, as well as a German camera. We have a canteen collection, one of the most important things you're ever given if you're going out into the wild. And that's mostly it for here. They do have a pretty big collection of military uniforms all around here. I don't think these are actual uniforms. I think they're replicas, just to show off the patches of various people who are stationed here. But it is a small museum, but they do have some interesting things to check out if you're into various military. Yeah, that's about it for this building. I am gonna go see what I can see outside. It is a short drive away, but I will be back in a few minutes. Tech can keep you entertained until I am.